Okay, well, hello friends. Welcome back to another Prefect 99 live stream. I apologise for being about a minute late, but I had to reset my screen's up, so I had to load up into Explain and redo it. So I'm doing it on the stream. Thanks for joining if you are. I can see a couple of people, so please say hi if you are watching. A little bit of donut doom there, that's a worry. Glenn, hello. Hope you're having a good day.
Welcome to Hot Start Flight Support. How can we help you today?
Well, hello again, Jenny. I think we want our packs. We probably won't be that long, so let's get here a little early. We can stay in the FBO. Today we are going to have 3 crew and 5 packs. We're picking up a couple of extras to go to Faro. Why take the bus when you can jump on board with us? Dishy, hello. Thanks for joining, mate. So, GPU might as well. The wings don't look iced up, so...
Of course, Captain. I'll get that organized for you right away.
Excellent. Let's wander out to the aeroplane. So, what have I done? It's raining, that's nice. Move the reg, same delivery as before, I think. Yeah, I just moved the reg, didn't like it on the engines. Just didn't look right. So, here she is. We'll load up VATSIM. I think somebody might be parked near us. Hopefully it's not the end of the world. Let's have a look first. We can always move if we need to. Oh yes, somebody is parked up here in their Phenom. If they were on that line over there, I think we'd be alright. But this may just well be a scenery mismatch. So, what should we do? We could use the better pushback. Or we could just disconnect and not worry too much about it. Malika's online. They won't cover us, but... Lisbon control is... So that's a little bit annoying, but this is the issue with scenery that doesn't always match up. I think if they had been parked up here, they would have been absolutely fine. Let's have a look on the radar, see who they are. It's not one of you two, is it? Total disaster being 1 minute late. Hey, plus or minus 3 seconds. It's not PPL times or CPL. Is CPL plus or minus 1 minute? I think even CPL is 3 minutes. It's a 6 minute window. Anyway, the aeroplane looks alright even though it's raining. Circuit breakers. They look alright. I've topped the oil up after the last flight, but I didn't video that. Have we done that on screen yet? It's the wait 15 minutes after landing. Yes, Glenn, you can move the plane with the map. I'm not sure if that causes hiccups. I don't think I've done it with this one yet. So I know, yes, you can slew it, but I don't know if that causes grief when it comes to this. So SPBAM. No, they're not. They're a Challenger 700, so they are probably okay. They use SimBrief. Bartek Lewinsky from EPRZ. I don't know where that is. Poland. Scorpion 7000 and going to same place as us. No. Porto. No, not Porto. Not sure LPPR. Not sure. Oh, well, they haven't got any clue with times because it says estimated departure time 0720 UTC, so amateur. A lot faster, yes, it is. do I want to do it and potentially break this? No, I'll just wait. And if it comes that they're still there when we start up, then we'll just start up and go and log on to VATSIM then. So circuit breakers, we checked. Just check the battery connections, make sure that they are in. Yes, they are. And of course, I've mentioned that's a physical connection in reality, so you don't have to. Well, the point being, it's a physical connection rather than just a menu like that. So check it with a walk around. Overhead switches all off. AC DCs in. Nav lights. Let's turn those off. Although, of course, it is. You could leave them on when power is applied. Sat in the rain. Anyway, the overhead looks normal. So down here, no steering's off. Matches my hardware gears down. Spoilers up. Flaps levers match. ADG manual release is stowed, as is the landing gear. Lamp test comes on. Docks, etc. can't do. So let us crack on. Actually, I'll tell you what. Why don't we test it? Since we haven't started anything up yet, why don't we see if we can just move over? And then we can get online. A little bit unrealistic, but... Oh, look. Oh no. There we go. Oh, look. Does it muck up the ground power unit? Well, I want to get it on the line. This is amateurish. That'll do. I guess the ground power unit will have to come back. The chock's still in. Ground services. I can just do it that way and cheat, can't I? If we have a look on show service status, fuel is coming up. That's interesting. It kicks off the, you know what I mean, right? External AC. There we go. It kicks off the GPU. Cool. That could have been worse. I wonder if there's a way to map that to something else. Anyway, let's therefore do the planet Volanta. Back on VATSIM, radios, everything else is set. Connected. After they've gone, I'll be most annoyed. Why it just takes so long to load up. Well, that was a waste of time, wasn't it? Yeah, they're offline. Great. What fun. Oh no, they're down the other end of the runway. They disappeared whilst we were doing it. Whatevs. At least we know that we can slew quite successfully. So, with that in mind, let's get the battery on. Ding, ding, ding. So, all the cautions and the warnings we would expect there. So, battery is on DC, you can't quite see, is down here. 25 volts, we need 22 minimum. You don't have to do the FireX, but might as well. That's the wrong one. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 green. Oh, 1, 2 green. Fire detection. 3 red, 3 green.
Overheat.
5 warnings. And the oral.
Overheat.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cautions for the fail. Nav lights external power. So batteries, there you go, that's probably better for you to see. Batteries there, 26 charging, same with the AC 115, and external screen, and you can see essentials, util buses, shed. So that's what we would expect.
Flight compartment checklist. AC and DC electrics.
Checked.
Nav lights, logo light.
On.
Cockpit lights.
Set.
Lamp test.
Lamp test 1, 2, lit up like a Christmas tree.
Duct monitor.
So 4 switch lights, 1 oral, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 warnings, and duct test okay. I missed checking that. There we go. Loop A okay, loop B okay.
FMS database status.
So down here, sorry if that makes you feel a bit queasy. It does happen quite quickly.
All right, Captain. Fuel truck is hooked up.
Oh, of course he is.
How much fuel you need, or would you like to go tanks full today?
So our block fuel is 2, 1, 3, 1. I think we're going to need a little bit more than that. So I'm going to go 2200. Take away 1130, which is exactly what we had last time. Gives us 1070 divided by 0.81. Gives us a volume of 1321. One, 360. That'll do.
All right, I'm gonna go start up the pump.
That's good of him, isn't it? So in kgs, yes we are. Oh look, I managed to leave those on. Lights. Pop them back on. Sure I did that last time. So it's actually 1320.98. And then we've just rounded up again. Shut off test works. Back in the seat. So there we go. Just clear out what we had before. So for you guys in the chat, what's interesting about Gibraltar while we start loading this up? What do you think is the interesting bit? The first interesting thing that we're going to have for our flight today. It's a short flight, so we'll do as much on the ground as we can. Right, so database cycled current correct.
FMS flight plan uplink.
We're doing.
Anti-skid.
Oh, that's loaded anyway, so let's just do this check. And we'll do that. Anti-skid in test. There it is. Complete. So, let's have a look at our flight plan. And as always, guys, apologies I'm not bringing it up on screen. I just don't want it to crash. It upsets me, and it's a bit of a risk. So, direct SOVIS, Upper Zulu, 19 to VJF. Villa de Franca, not sure. Upper November 10 to Seville. Romeo 47 to Nips Yankee 136 to NIRAK. Now that may change. That's going to be our end point really, and then depending on the runway in use, that may change. But so far, so good. So checked, activate, execute, and we'll do the other stuff. So is that Seville? It's our alternate. Distance wise, ground distance 252, 226, close enough. Execute. We've done that. Might as well do the perf in it now. Well, we'll wait for the fuel, but we might as well get these bits out of the way while we think about it. So 380 and then 5-minute cruise, which is a little bit keen up and down. I know it's not a yo-yo, but it's
Refueling is complete.
interesting.
Do you need anything else?
Where do I get the flight plan number from? I still don't know, unfortunately, Glenn. Right, let's have a look. We need 2131. Oh yeah, good, we got loads.
Okay, just one quick signature on here, and I'll be on my way.
Not
Here's a copy for your records. Have a nice day.
see ya. Not cheap on the old fuel, is it? So, leave the panel on, but I will shut those. So 380220, execute 0 fuel 1 3090. So I don't know how the numbers and things work for the flight plan, but what I do know is I put the tail, the fin number, as just the last 2 digits or the last 2 of the serial number. You can set that in SimBrief, and then I just bung that in and it works. That works for me. The other ways of doing it didn't. So knock yourselves out. Check fuel at alternate, yes. Sense fuel 2230. Let's clear that again. And I'm going to scribble that down. Don't think that's going to go up anymore. I did see on the forums that there was talk of reducing that inaccuracy. Oh, bomb's gone off. Looking forward to X-Plane 12's lighting improving. VNAV setup. There you go, look at my lovely defaults. That saves me a bit of work, doesn't it? So it's worth doing. Oh, that's interesting. Somebody landing what appears to be the other way around. Never mind, whatever. What was I doing? So I was looking on the charts to see what the transition altitudes were. So it is, so Bilbao at 6. And to give you a clue as to that question I posed earlier, I'm having to look on an approach chart because it is 6,000 happy. So 300.78, 300.82, 380. Yes, yes, yes. And I think today it's about 1019. So it's probably going to be 75. I think what I might do is take a 3.5 and see how we get on with that. And there's a reason why that message came up, which I was expecting, which is fine. Anything else to do there? Not for the moment, I don't think. So, anti-skid done.
Nose door.
So, clear left, clear right.
Hydraulic 3A pump.
On.
Brake pressure.
So, just waiting for that brake pressure there to read 3000 psi.
Parking brake.
Set. On. Outboard brake pressure. Yes, we've got a caution for that.
Nose door.
So, let's go do the walk around at this point. While we're there, shame about all that light coming into the cabin. I'm looking forward to X-Plane 12 with, although I don't know if that will necessarily fix this sort of issue. because this cabin should not be illuminated. Gonna have a nice, should have a nice sunset departure. Although again, I'm not sure takeoff, sunset and sunrise times and tables are correct for that long, that sort of thing. I'm sure I've mentioned many times before what a travesty I think that is. Because it is a key aspect of VFR flying, but I suppose the argument would be a bit like Ortho for scenery. Austin doesn't like it because it's an IFR sim. Bit short-sighted, but whatever. My humble opinion. Light's working, probably a bit too bright to notice that reflection in reality, but whatever. I quite like this livery. As they go, it's nice and simple. I tried to get the font similar on both sides, but it's a bit difficult. Anyway, let's say that's the walk around done. So the nose door is closed.
Hydraulic panel and pumps.
So off, on, 3A goes off, 3B comes on and is fine, as do the rest. And temperatures, quantities, pressures, all good. No immediate caution. Checked.
Electric panel.
Gen 1, Gen 2 off.
AC DC utility switch.
On. Util bus on. AC. Util bus on. DC.
Start ignition panel.
All out extinguished.
Fuel panel.
1, 2, 3. 2 green, 2 white. Did I miss it? There we go. On, that one goes off. On, that one stays on. Out, that one stays on. Out, that one comes on. Out, that one goes off. Out, that one goes out. Out, that one goes out. 2 cautions. Yes, left and right pump.
APU LCV.
We'll leave closed.
10th stage isolation valve.
As with that,
Packs.
as with those.
Air conditioning panel.
So, normal, ram air out extinguished, guarded, cockpit set, cabin set, but the switch is set to cabin.
Pressurization panel.
ECAS 0. Airfield elevation, it's set to 100, which is close enough. It's to the nearest 100, isn't it? Man out centered, man rates all the way down, cont. Man indicated, and on ECAS, out, full light comes on. So we are going to another sea level aerodrome, and 2980 is the pressure today, which is about there, I guess. Emergency depress out, extinguished, guarded, rates in line with the selector, PIP. Field elevation about 0, yeah, so all set up there.
Bleed air panel.
Can't do, but it will be all on, all off.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice panel switch.
All out, off.
Cal anti-ice switches.
In, no cautions.
Anti-ice panel.
Off, left, right, off, cal, off, out. Extinguished. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. And wait for the ice ding. Ice ding, that was part, they did it both at the same time. Wing overheat.
Wing overheat.
1 warning, 1 green.
Wing overheat.
Emergency lights.
They are off, and there is currently caution. Go on. And there's an info. They go to arm. And there's nothing.
Passenger signs.
Off.
ELT.
Armed.
Glare shield panel.
That's fine for the moment.
Crew and passenger oxygen.
We have 1890 psi.
DC warning panel.
Oh, that's over here. Off, out, extinguished, guarded.
CDR.
Test screen light complete.
Audio panels.
So I'm just checking the stall protection is on, but that's on and set. That's on and set. 1228.
SPS system.
Stall protection on both sides. So stab trim 1 all the way down. That works, that's good. Any other questions, chums? There's more than just a couple of you watching, so there you go. Stab trim. So flight controls, yes. SPS left and right. Stall fail. Ignition A and B. Goes all the way forward. Got the oral and the flash on the PFD. That cancels and goes back down. And I can't really do the other ones because there's 2 of you that you need to check, so you'd be checking both disconnect switches work. I think for... Yeah, you'd be checking the co-pilot side as well, and you'd be checking both disconnect buttons, stop the stick pusher, and then it reactivates on release. Happy, checked.
Integrated standby instrument.
Well, that looks serviceable, aligned, and we're in negative pressure. The aerodrome elevation is 12 feet, so it's probably 1011. About that.
Clock.
Flight times reset, and UTC looks correct. 1827.
EFIS ICAS.
Checked.
Main landing gear bay overheat.
That's that one, isn't it?
Gear bay overheat.
Check the fail. And the caution.
TOS warning switches.
Out, extinguished, guarded. Test.
Glide slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
Bingo, let's turn the radar back off.
Pitch and roll disconnects.
They are not activated, they're stowed.
Ground spoilers.
Auto.
Thrust reversers.
They are armed.
Thrust levers.
So 1 full free correct. Shut off. 2 full free correct. Shut off.
Engine speed switches.
On.
Engine vibration check.
There it is. 3.5 and stops. VIB. Released and set normal.
Oral warning.
Or 1. Yep, they work.
Smoke detector.
Smoke.
1 oral, 2 reds.
Smoke.
Trims. Mach trim.
So, at the moment, we're going to do 1 Mac. Stab trim 2 in-op. Disconnect. Stab and Mac trim caution. And we're going to do 2 Mac. Stab trim 1 in-op and disconnect. Then we're going to put those 2 in. No stab trim. Then we're going to pop. And there's no info 1 and 2 channels. Pop that one in. Mac trim goes. Pitch required for takeoff. We're going to be a bit heavier. Let's try 5.4 and see how we get on. I'll do. And then we check all the other trims and set them back to neutral, but I'm not going to because I will struggle to get them back neutral.
Yacht ampers.
On, no caution.
Reversionary inhibit switches.
Normal, and the tunes are out.
IRS.
Let's check them, shall we? So, display, IRS, 123 nav, and what's our coords? 3609.1, that's the aerodrome reference point in the middle of the runway. They're all pretty close to that, and west 521, pretty close to that.
CPDLC.
There's nobody online to do it too. I think it works now.
TCAS.
TCAS, tune, ATC. And that's what I was talking about. There you go. Out limits normal, or you can go above or below if you're climbing or descending. That will increase. So we probably won't try that. I'll forget this flight, but otherwise you're just 2,300 either side, I think.
TCAS system test OK.
Happy days.
ATIS and clearance.
There is nobody to give us any of those. So come on guys, don't be shy. What is interesting? Have a look at the charts for Gibraltar and think about what might end up giving me a headache while I put these wind requests in. So LXGB, you can see why that is what it is. L for Europe, X for controversial, GB for, well, you know who. Where are we going to? LPFR to Faro. Nice if it picked that up from the flight plan, wouldn't it? So I'm going to fill this in while I wait. Getting that direct from the MFD. So it will be full power. So 1750 Zulu 090 at 10. So that guy that came in on 28 either wasn't using real weather, which really should sort of be banned on VATSIM, or was just an amateur. Broken at 4,500 feet, broken at flight level 100, temperature 15, dew point 12. There are some signets. Q1011, which we figured out by ourselves, wasn't that clever? 5,000 meters in rain showers, which means it comes from cumuloform cloud. Bubbles of those few. There's a signet for turbulence, so we may leave the seatbelt sign on all the way. That's alright, Glenn, no worries. There's other people that can contribute, so I hope this is a nice bit of background noise, better than having the news on for your work day. I assume it's a work day, it could be something else. So we've got the weather. Why don't we have a look at our arrival weather as well? Just one less thing to worry about once we get in the air. There's embedded thunderstorms where we are, and severe turbulence forecast. Once we get to the Portuguese FIR though, we are alright. So at 1800 Zulu, 0809, that's quite good. Dying down, it was strong wind earlier, 10k visibility, view at 1800 feet above the ground, don't forget. 15.9, and don't forget the winds are in true as well, so when you've got 15 degrees of magvar, that'll be a 15 degree difference. So, got the QNHs, and you can see the forecast there. We are only interested in the 18 to 21 part, which is 010 at 8, so it could be all across. Prop 30 tempo, 18 to 24, 8,000 meters in rain showers, scattered few 1,800 CP, so that could get bumpy and a bit grim. And those showers, it's not plus Shura, so it's not heavy showers, but arguably could be. So, got the weather.
FMS flight plan, wind update, perf.
Let's do them perfs. Perf in it, that's what I was looking for. So, 13090 for the weights. VNAV we've done, reserves we've defaulted to 400, which is our ERSA minimum. It's actually 402, so I'm going to call it 450 just to give us a bit of extra leeway. Our takeoff time is going to be 1915. Yes, I was just checking, didn't want to get it wrong. 32 minutes en route, it's going to be a little bit more than that. 100 kilos for taxi, let's call it 150. So that's loads of fuel at our alternates, so execute that. Let's do a route menu, wind update, send. And then we'll have a look at our flight plans. So, the kicker here at Gibraltar is there are no SIDS. You can depart with 1,000 meter visibility for Cat C and D. Take off, easternmost part of the Risa not available, but from 09 we should have 1680 meters. Downloaded winds, happy. So what I'm going to do is put, bearing in mind that the aerodrome reference point is the middle of the runway, LXGB 0905. That looks pretty sensible, doesn't it? And if you have a look on any of the approach charts, you'll see that in that sector the MSA is 2,500, and then the sector that we're going into, which we'll be doing a right turn into, is 3,900. So I think what I'm going to do is then put...
Hello, Captain. It's Jenny from Hot Start Flight Support. Your passengers have arrived. Shall I have them brought to the plane?
Hello, Jenny. No, not yet.
Understood. Just call me when you're ready to receive them. Anything else?
No, thanks.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
Right, I think we'll do that one. And 180, 3 miles. Just to give ourselves a sort of departure round the rock. We probably don't need to go that far out because yeah, we'll figure it out. It gets us going along the right way. It only adds a few more track miles. Let's be fair, we could probably get away with about here, so we could do that as well. But why don't we just give ourselves a little bit of clearance and then direct? And you could just do that manually. You could just go straight ahead, then turn, and then tidy it up. But we've got that guidance, so why not use it? You can see that we're going to be at flight level 100 over here. We're out over the sea. We're definitely not going to hit anything. So I'm happy with that. Like I say, you don't have to do it. You can do that all on. You could do that all on heading, hand flight, and then head on your way. Flight plans, winds, perfs, we've done.
Takeoff data.
So let's do that. 15 degrees it is. So what we haven't done is departure 09. We think on arrival we're going to have, what's the difference between the ILS Zulu 10 and the other one? Please spot the difference. Oh, okay, one's the procedural arrival. I suppose we could do that, but there is ATC online, so we're going to assume it's going to be that one. And the issue being, we need to get to Venel, and that's, I think, the wrong arrival. arrival from NIRAK. So we'll go Venal, and we need to go via 2 picks. So 2 picks, 7 Charlie. Let's pop that in, and there'll either be a discontinuity or it'll go NIRAK, and then, yeah, discontinuity 227. What we'll actually do is NAPES, either NIRAK or NAPES 2 picks. So, what I will do is pop that in, because that is in my head. That's our route, what we expect, so we can at least fly that if we need to. 42 minutes en route. And you'll see, I think, that we actually do have a cruise now. So that figured itself out, didn't it? So takeoff data was what we were actually doing. So I'll just get my flight plan to the right page. 09, yes, we're going to expect 090 at 10. And if you really want to be conservative, then you can put no headwind in at all. If you think it might die down. Or you could put 5 to give yourself a bit of extra margin. Oh, okay. Why don't we just leave it with no headwind and see what we get away with. QNH 1011, pressure altitude is 72 feet, so that's actually a slight reduction because we are lower than standard. And you can see there, off engine reversers both, and we've still only going to use half the runway even without the headwind. Maximum takeoff weight 21.6, and we don't actually have any obstacle considerations because we're going out over the sea. Bingo, let's send those through. Dial up to 200 and we'll just fly around that climb out and that crosswind leg at 200. What did I say the MSA was? 3.9? Something like that. Let's set 4.1, there's nobody online. And COM 13285. So perf's done, and we got loads of performance to spare.
Avionics and charts.
Done.
Flight instruments.
Ooh, fires of hell are lighting up. There you go, M1TO, attitude indicator sensible, as is the heading. Heading buggers for the runway. Our route's set up. I'll set the nav aids a little bit later. Can arm nav for departure, see how the airplane flies that. B speeds set 113, 121, 133, and then 149. We've bugged 200. Flight director left to my side. 1100 set, there is no climb restriction initially. VSI 0, 1011 and 90.2% N1.
Departure briefing.
We have discussed we are going straight out over the sea, and our initial MSA is 2,500 and then up to 3,900.
Emergency procedures.
Nope.
Pins, covers, chocks.
We've done.
Cabin lights, water heaters, master seat. Flight compartment checklist complete. Engine start checklist next.
Good, at least somebody's using the correct runway. So, 1845, we've got loads of time. So, Vieja de la Frontera 1178, we are going to be going towards that. And then we are going to Seville 1137. So, let's set that up because we can't get the TACAN. And that's about it, really. We're going to be flying all that way. We might actually even get given a shortcut. But this threads us through danger areas, etc. So we could end up having a bit of a rushed approach. If so, we'll probably ask to go straight to the hold, just to work out fuels and our arrival and everything else. But we do have plates available. Probably set those up. The aeroplane will do it as well. So we've got 2230. It's 1846. So why don't we start up the APU? There we go, APU's started.
Traffic, so Emblem 61 short final 09er.
Do you want to see him?
Hot start flight support. Jenny speaking.
That's nice.
How can we help?
Oh, Jelly, let's get the passengers out if they're ready.
Understood. They'll be there in a couple of minutes. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
So I think the red is just a little bit overdone. It's not bad. So you can see my buoy out there, marking the extended center line. Useful if you could see it in the daytime, but obviously the draw distance isn't that good. It'd be nice if it was for that specific item. That should be a Challenger as well. Doesn't look like one, but good enough. Looks like he did alright. So APU gen off. Well, we'll give it a few minutes. Where's this guy come from? LSZ8 uses Zurich. Patrick Meyer, who lives in Zurich. I was hoping we'd get a nice sunset departure, but nope. So much for not wanting to do night flights, never mind. Bit of a waste of Ortho. So there is 2 minutes. Switched over. Disconnect. And 1, 2. Packs on. The cabin is at 16 degrees, so about the same temperature as outside. It's not a Challenger, is it? I don't know what that is. Generic bizjet.
Our traffic was ambulance 61 vacated runway 09er, taxiing to North Apron.
Please don't drive into me. At least it's a bizjet that shows up.
Hello, Captain. How are you today?
Fine, thanks.
That's great to hear. Well, we're all set back there, so we can get going anytime.
Excellent. Right, let's drop these down as it's 90 time. Okay, I think I'm happy just knocking those down a little bit. So, got the APU on. Another happy customer coming to join us. So,
Engine start checklist. Doors. Closed. Parking brake and pressure. Checked and set. Fuel quantity and balance.
a little bit of a difference. Are we slightly on a slope? About 80 kilos, but that's within limits.
Beacon.
So before we do that, out on. Nobody online to talk to. Parked up next to us. VizJet Central. Probably take a bit of a circuitous route out this way. And of course we will continue that way and expect people to vacate. Not where we're going. Don't know who else is inbound. I haven't looked. So we would call up ATC. We're not going to announce engine start because it doesn't really matter in the sim. We're going to be starting at 18:52 with 2220 kgs on board. Thumbs up to start. So
On. Fuel boost pumps. On. Ignition.
Just go for A, shall we?
Armed. Engine 2 start.
So we have been cleared to start. There you go, N2's turning, oil pressure is rising. Looking for less than 120, which we've got 20%. M1's turning, fuel on, fuel flow increasing. ITT increasing, oil pressure increasing.
Fuel system.
So just checking that that's off. Ignition, that is, they can come off. We're just waiting for the left low pressure. 2462. Left and right fuel pump. Left low pressure in checked.
Engine 1 start.
Clear to start number 1. Start engine number 1. Did I not hold it in for long enough? There we go. N2's turning, oil pressure's increasing, ITT is less than 120. 20% fuel on, M1's turning. Fuel flow increases, ITT increases, oil pressure increases. Can you guys see that? I think you can. It's hidden behind my panel.
Engine start checklist complete. After start checklist, next. After start checklist. Generator 1 and 2.
On.
On, checked AC and DC. Ignition.
I have checked AC and DC.
Disarmed. Pass. On. 14th stage. Open.
In. Lights out.
Cowl anti-ice.
So what I'm going to do is...
On,
1,
check 45
2.
seconds.
Pop that one on.
Controls.
Whilst we do flight controls, full forward, full aft, full left. Can you believe some people don't do this? Full right, full left rudder, full right rudder. There are accidents where that has been the case.
Ground spoilers.
So they are auto, not out, disarmed, not out. They go armed, they come out, they go auto, they go back.
Flight spoilers.
All up, half to half, stowed to stowed.
Cowl anti-ice.
Is... oh, I boxed the cast, that was my mistake. Cal anti-ice on.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice.
Is on. Test indicated.
On. Fuel balance.
Still 80 kilos.
Trims.
1, 2, 3 set.
No steer.
So let's take the chock out. Of course you wouldn't forget this in reality because there'd be somebody stood there. Could do with somebody being modelled. I know the issues with the fact that people look weird because you can't model them. Bit of thumbs up yet? Thumbs up.
Armed. APR.
APR test 1. APR enunciated test 1 okay. APR test 2 okay.
ADG unit.
We can test, goes that way, light comes on, wait 2 seconds, goes out.
Subliminal ground wing anti-ice.
Waiting, you see actually it was worth putting it on there because now we're getting up to 2 minutes. Those extra minutes when you're spending about $20 a minute, every minute counts, being efficient. There it is, test on, out.
Cal anti-ice.
That can come off, they extinguish.
Wing anti-ice. Norm. 14-stage isolation valve.
Checked.
Wing anti-ice.
Left and right, yellow N2. That's it, and then standby.
ATS. N1 TO. ATC TCAS.
Done.
After start checklist complete. Taxi checklist next.
So I am going to cancel the M1TO.
Taxi checklist. Taxi lights. On. Wing and cowl anti-ice.
Not required.
Brakes and steering.
Check those in a moment. Gibraltar traffic, prefect 99, taxiing hold Alpha via North 8 Bravo and Alpha Gibraltar traffic. Clear left, clear right. It is 1857. We have got 2190 on board. We will put on the belts. Brakes off. Oh, hello. Airplane didn't like that. So, full left rudder, full right rudder is available. Brakes work. A little bit to get us going.
Reverse thrust.
We'll check on our way down to the hold. So we'll just give this a little bit of a wide berth because the apron is quite small. Oh, it's gone anyway. So there we are in a straight line. Left, checked, deployed, checked, stowed, right, checked, deployed, checked, stowed.
If taxiing the de-ice, pause checklist flaps. 20. Altimeters. Set and cross-check. Radar weather. On. Takeoff briefing.
Well, we have discussed we are going to go down, backtrack. Full length departure, full power. Just going to hold here. Oh, that sign's the wrong way around, isn't it? That's my bad. And then we're straight ahead. 2.5 initially, 3.9. Then on course. That's it really. We can always just go around the rock to come back if we need to. It's still VMC.
Taxi checklist complete. Before takeoff checklist next.
Good. So, I don't think there's anybody around. I'm just going to check. Online. 5 departures, 2 inbound, but they appear to only be departing, so there's nobody near us right now. We should get some ATC on the way in. Faro has an ATIS, which is great, so we'll get that as we head on our way. That's it, not a lot more to say really. Any questions from any of you guys?
Before takeoff checklist. Passenger signs. Advised on. Anti-collision light. On. Probes. On. Windshield heat. On. Wing and cowl anti-ice.
Not required.
Continuous ignition. On. ATC TCAS. TARA. Supplemental ground wing anti-ice PM. Checked. CAS. Takeoff config OK.
We'll check.
Landing pulse recog lights. On. Before takeoff checklist complete. After takeoff checklist next.
Gibraltar traffic, prefect 99, entering backtrack runway 09, Gibraltar traffic. So takeoff config is okay. Surprisingly not flat this runway. You'd expect it, reclaimed land and all that, to be dead flat, but as you can tell it isn't. Really? Is this going to be one of those clowns that knows I'm streaming? Have I made it to those dizzy heights? Or is it just somebody who is incompetent? That is ADB 175. What's the name? Nedele Sue Alex LRSB. Wow, lucky us. We are privileged. So heady heights. Well, I didn't think with only 248 subs we would be getting these clowns just yet. So, what we wouldn't do is normally stop on the runway. But I will. So, let's go for a wee dot wallop. And what else have we got? 159. Anybody want the VATSIM ID? 1596937. Yeah, that's what I'm just about to do, mate. I mean, not that it's necessarily going to make much difference. Weird. Very, very weird. So.
Looks like we have a wild A330 here at Gibraltar.
Yeah, hold on to your hats. So. Let's do some.
Goes the parking lot.
Yeah, no crash detection, what a shame. So, FD off.
Should be clear now. He's about to become a submarine.
Muchas gracias. So, N1TO, nav's armed.
Sure flight.
Thank you, sir. So, I think we are in effect good to go. It's 19:05. We are 10 minutes early. We got 21:20. Gibraltar traffic, prefect 99, taking off, departing runway 09. Gibraltar traffic. Brakes off. Yeah, you'd think that. I don't know. It's difficult for the network to police it, isn't it? Right. So actually, somebody just gave us a. Please give us the contact. There's V1 rotate. literally the worst moment. On to the flight director, positive ring, gear up. Nav pitch, and we're holding. Safe height, safe speed, flaps up. And just so I can deal with that, let's go Command 8. And what do we want? Vertical speed, 3000. Oh no, we could do a flight level change. I know it's going to be a bit much. Let's do flight level change 200 for a rapid climb. Wycliffe Barrett. He's a big lad in the community, isn't he? Didn't know he was a soup. So,
After takeoff checklist.
let's get that done.
Landing gear. Up. Flaps. 0. Thruster boosters. Off. Ignition. Off. Pressurization. Shaft. Pax transition.
Let's take 220. I think the aeroplane can manage that.
Completed. N1. Climb set. APU generator. Off. APU. Shut down. Passenger signs.
So we'll leave the signs on for the moment. And we'll set 380.
CAS.
Checked, APR on, so clear.
After takeoff checklist complete.
And I can't really see much. Difficult to tell if we're in cloud. And this is why I tend not to do night flights, because you guys can't see anything either. So there is 100. Let's set that, reduce vertical speed a bit, so we actually have a chance of accelerating straight up to 300. And lights off, as are the logos. Moved himself after apologising. He claims he forgot to disconnect. Yeah, a likely story. I assume that all gets logged. Let's get the VS down a little bit just so we accelerate a wee bit quicker. There we go, we could probably go to Villa de Franca now, couldn't we? Let's do a wee flyby. And I think we're above cloud layer, so we can't really see anything. Can't even tell if I'm in cloud.
Gibraltar traffic, Swiss ambulance 62, taxiing out of North Apron to Bravo, holding point Alpha for backtrack here, runway 09 Gibraltar.
That was a quick turnaround. There we go. Might as well do that. Flight level change 300 LNAV, and the aeroplane is turning. We'll probably get a shortcut like that in reality. So, Wycliffe's watching. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoy it. If you look back, I'm sure you'll see the clownishness. It's a bit odd spamming a stream when it's full of evidence. So what we can do is get the SIGMETs. I did tell you about those. No, that's in there from a while ago. We want LFPR. Arrival ATIS. Send. See if we get that. Oh, there we go. And the weather's just transitioned, of course. And the ATIS comes through a lot quicker. So I hadn't checked the cabin, but flight level 200. 21 climbing at 5. altimeters set standard. And of course I don't have head shake on anymore just because it bounces around too much, but I think you can see, if you look closely, everything's bouncing around. So let's hit turb, smooth it out a bit, keep the seatbelt sign on, which I think it is. Yes. It's only a short flight, so it's not the end of the world. And it's only just sort of sunset now. It's a little bit brighter than this in the UK, so it would definitely still be, the sun would definitely still be up in Gibraltar with them being, how far south? A couple of thousand miles? What is it, 2,000 miles? Evening clouds flying a Cessna 120. Enjoy! Really want to try this beast, but of course it does take a little bit of getting used to. So we were 10 minutes early. Not actually going to do all the full fuel checks, so I do have the whole flight plan here. Just because it's such a short trip, but of course what we can do is hit flight plan prog, and there you go. You can see our arrival, even doing the full arrival that we think we've got an extra 600. So if that's half an hour, that's about 40 minutes ish of additional, well, 40 minutes of holding fuel, so we could hold for 40 minutes before we needed to divert. So it's always worth keeping this in mind. Not so much, well, actually, arguably, it's probably with tighter margins for commercial flying, you do have to keep your eye on the fuel a bit more. You're more often than not going to be filled to the top, whereas light aircraft you will. But of course some light aircraft don't have a huge amount of range. Having flown the Chipmunk, that is an aeroplane that does not have a huge full fuel capacity. Even things like the 152s, they don't have much in the way of fuel. The Warrior, of course, has huge fuel reserves. But of course you still need to know how much extra you've got, and it's time that's important, because fuel runs on time, not distance. So there's 7.8 Mach changeover. We'll now maintain constant Mach for the rest of the climb. And you'll see, look, our cruise is still relatively short. We have planned, I don't think the ATIS was online. Did I request departure? No, arrival. So I guess we can only digital ATIS not available. Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure. So, back old school. Send those, and Compartment 2 1242. Now we're not hearing anything because I don't have Compartment. There it is.
Temperature 15, dew point 10, QNH 1010. Acknowledge LPN bar information, Romeo.
Oh, it literally just.
Airport Rittis Romeo. 1900C. Expect ILSC approach. Runway in use 10. Transition level 55. Wind 070 degrees 8 knots, variable between 030 and 100 degrees. Visibility 10 kilometers. Cloud. View at 1,800 feet. Temperature 15. Dew point 10, QNH 1010. Acknowledge LPN bar information, Romeo.
That's actually just gone offline, but I do find that interesting. Flight level 55. I don't think the transition level is 55 because at 1010 with a transition altitude of 6,000 feet. Oh, my bad. It's a transition altitude of 4,000 feet. So yes, it is 55. Shut me up. That gets us to VNAV. There you go. I mean, it's just a reminder anyway. It doesn't build it into the path like Smart VNAV, so it's not the end of the world. So another 5 minutes in the climb and then we'll start our descent. So NIRAK, we are not using. We are going to go direct to picks. So NAPES, 2 picks, 248, 18 miles. Yes, that sounds about right because it's not. It's further south than the other one is. 610, 609, Venol, 3000 above is off the approach. And on that plate, the course is 101. And we've got no ATC, which is sad. I was looking forward to that. 1105. The FARO VOR is 112.8. So tune that. 105. And let's take 128. Standby nav 2. Happy. So I was still checking the legs. 455, 2000 above, good. So that's continuous descent. 2000 above, runway, hold, gimbal, happy. So we'll check the weather again in a minute once we start our descent. Do the landing performance. Top of climb checked. And airport wise, we'll be approaching 10, we'll be vacating left. There is a slow and a high speed exit. And we'll be going straight onto an apron. There's 8,000 feet of runway, so we're comfortably going to be landing, even in nil wind. And like I say, sorry guys that there isn't much to see apart from reflections and enhanced skyscapes, very, very red horizon. There's speed, we've transitioned. So, decimal 82. You can see we are doing quite a bit of a dog leg round to the left. Actually, you might not be able to see that. That's our route. There are lots of danger areas, etc. from what I can see on the chart. Hence, we would be avoiding all of those. Select MFD data. So that's probably going to be pretty accurate. And we think we're going to arrive with 1350. Just gives us 14.440. So the other point, again you can't see, the other point was over here. It's annoying, I find it strange that airports have stars that for different runways that don't originate at the same point. I do find that odd. Got our data link message, so let's have a look at the weather. 1900 Zulu 0708, variable 030, 100 yes, 10 or greater, fuel at 1800, 15, 10, QNH 1010. Happy. So what I am going to do is cheat and do this one now. 2982, which is about what we said, wasn't it? For the pressurization. Landing altitude is set. And what I'm going to do, there's no ATC online. I think Porto is. We could have gone to Porto. Never mind. I'm going to set flight level 100. Having not really studied the star particularly well. VNav is armed. We can just double check on the prog page. Top of descent at 2.8, so we've actually got a little bit of time before we have to slow down. Of course you wouldn't change that in reality unless you were cleared. MSA is 3,500 is the highest within 25 miles. Speed restrictions 280 to 250. Okay, so 280 is an interesting restriction. Let's pop that in the VNav. So on arrival, it's 280 between 245 and 100. I don't think I can add another one, but there are others. 220 at or below 70 and then 200 at or below 4. So I suppose we could go through these legs and have a look. So Venel, we definitely want to be at 200 at Venel. Let's see how far. 14 DME, yeah, that's the absolute max we want to be at. And 81, 220 at that point. Might as well use the tools that we've got. So, perf. I'm actually going to do it manual then bring that one back in. FPR runway 10, yes, 070 at 8. Getting a bit deja vu here. Temperature of 15. Oh, we've got half bank and the aeroplane hasn't liked that. I'll look up in a moment and you'll see. Oopsie. The aeroplane did not anticipate the half bank particularly well. I know that was quite a tight turn, but oops. So, yeah, because we're going this way. Oh well. I don't know if that's a bug. I don't know if that's what the real aeroplane does, because I mean, en route you tend not to get turns that are that tight. Let's just make sure it doesn't overcorrect by taking a direct to Pimur. I was in the middle of doing landing performance. And have I changed that in the defaults, and is that the issue? Are the 10th stage bleeds on, or do I just need to shut up? Yeah, of course they're on, idiot. Right, approach. Dry, 1010. Headwind, right, 2, 4, 6, 4. Landing from the threshold, 2445. What's 20 meters between friends? We're not going to be that close. But I'm tempted to pop 2445 in. I find that interesting. I think it should pick it up. That is, yeah, from the threshold, which I think they might be slightly displaced. It's working something out because the pavement length is 2490, so it's definitely less. Anyway, that's the charted distance. We'll pop that in. And actually it's going to be 14, I'll call it 14.5, just in case we use a bit less fuel. 121. Of course, 7 knot headwind plus 5 gives us 126. And you can see there, ample. We're going to use half the runway, so we'll be able to vacate very easily. Probably won't even need to necessarily use the brakes. There you go, tidied that up. Yes, engine bleeds will be off. This approach climb gradient, it's relatively low. There's ample power and we don't have a lot to worry about there. Right, looking back at the chat, nobody said anything, so apologies I can't get the chart. Well, I mean I could, but I just don't want to tempt fate. So have a look at those charts if you wish. If you don't have an Navigraph, you can go to the AIP of most countries. You may have to sign up, but they are often free. Hello the Flying Moose. But if you are flying online, you do need to have them. I think most of you guys do. Not the biggest fan of Jepson actually, I prefer NavBlue's format, but that's just me. So 29, let's start bringing the speed back. It does take a little bit of time. Smooth transitions. Do I have a Discord server? Have I used the fans feature? Yes, yet. I have Discord, but I don't really use it apart from consuming content, to be honest. I don't stream on it either. Pretty sure my PC would fall over and die if I did. Poor potato. And Glenn, fans, no, I have not used fans yet. If you have the detail, please explain it to me. I did read the changelog, but as you can tell, I have not done much about it. Haven't even clicked on the wings. So there's the TOD caution. Where did the chime go? I didn't hear it. Paths armed. There we go. On Uber, no one to talk to. Oh well, thanks Dishy. There's not a lot to enjoy really, it's just me heading around the sky. I would love to be able to do, well not live stream, but I'd love to be able to do videos of the real flying when I actually do some. I haven't flown since November. That would be fun, but that is really challenging. Needing multitude of GoPros, etc. There's our chime. So path has captured. There's the aeroplane pitching down. And actually I'm going to take turbulence off now because we should be out of the segment of turbulence. Of course in reality you'd feel it, wouldn't you? But yeah, I think it'd be more enjoyable actually seeing places around the UK. I try not to visit the same airfield twice. It's not strictly true. I like to try and visit as many new places that I haven't been to before. But of course the weather has been pretty sketchy, and trying to match up availability and time off etc. with weather is always a challenge. So you can see it's pretty much a down, I keep saying that, you can't see it, it's pretty much a downwind join. So yeah, and don't forget we went 3.5 degrees just to get that cruise a little bit longer, maybe make it a little more efficient. So pointing to the VOR on the one that will switch over. We've got one that's at 3, but on standby. I've got the VOR. Nobody to talk to. We're not even at the start of the star yet. The clearance limit is a Venel, and there is a hold at Venel. And if we have a look on here, just having a look on the radar. There's one departure who is in flight, 2 arrivals, no, 3 arrivals, idiot, 2 inbound from Rotterdam, they're miles away, so just us really.
Descent checklist. Shoulder harness.
Well, I don't actually have one, but yeah.
Passenger signs.
They have been on. Why don't we pop off and say, go to a toilet break if you need one. Crack open some fizz, we'll be landing in a minute.
Pressurization.
Landing field elevation of basically 0 set.
Fuel quantity and balance.
It's 90 kilos, so why don't we left AUX? And I do find it very strange, so the fuel system will pump into the AUX and it will draw from the left, but the transfer pump will take from the AUX to keep the main tanks full. So it's always being drawn from the wing tanks, which I kind of get. I kind of get that, but it's a bit of a complex transfer system. Someday flying from EKBI to K10. That sounds like a rather long trip. Maybe we will win one day, but I do struggle with those long flights. I get pretty bored. And not to be tuned, fine. Resume 300. That's what I wanted to do, and I should have done it earlier rather than get distracted. So it will look like we are burning from the center tank, or at least it should, even though we burn from the wing tank. Anyway, just trying to address that imbalance. FARA traffic prefect 99 overhead 2 pics, flight level 275, inbound ILS Zulu runway 10 2 pics 7 Charlie, FARA traffic. Probably too much information there, but whatever. Simpson. Oh, Simpson, Dishy. You know what, mate? Maybe one day I will take you up on that offer. I've been to Wittering. Anything else over that way? I went to Bourne. I know that's not that close to you. Am I right? Where's my geography terrible? Where is Simpson? I was thinking it was sort of Cambridge way. Am I right? I'd like to try and get into Witten if I can, but before that completely disappears. Another waste of good tarmac that could have something done with it, but hey ho. So the speed should arguably be taken care of, although it might not be. 245 max 280. I did put that restriction in, didn't I? I wonder, is that because I definitely put it in, didn't I? Thank you for reminding me while I get distracted. So why don't we do 280. Let's see what it does. Execute. Yep, good, so that does work. And then 250. So I guess that's because I didn't put it there. I thought it would sort itself out. But hey ho, I'm an idiot. We're not going to slow at 3.5, are we? So let's upset the punters. Be getting shouted at by ATC. but full spoiler is fine. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? Peterborough, Conington and Simpson, right? Well, Wittering's only just up the road, isn't it? Ish. That was a nice runway. I think Wittering's got 8,000 foot of tarmac. And they wouldn't let me do an intersection departure because there was no intersection departure published. So in a PA28 that needs 1,500 feet on a bad day, I could not depart from halfway down the runway. Never mind, at least it wasn't 20 quid a minute. It's about £1 or £2 a minute. So, fuel quantity is going to sort itself out.
FMS, landing data, charts.
Done, checked.
Approach briefing.
Haven't quite done yet because we are already downwind. So, speeds I need to send through. Minimums. ILS 224, so 230. My geography's not that bad, I'm just a bit rusty. We've discussed the missed approach is straight into 3, passing 2, turn right to Gimel, and then contact approach. That's fine, everything else is set. Let's zoom this in and then set the V speeds through. One, 2, 1, yes, we discussed. Let's do those again. Just because if it's every half hour it may have updated.
VNAV transition flight level.
Reset.
Descent checklist complete. In range checklist next.
Fly through the mats, yes. Yeah, to be honest, like when it's dead quiet, what can you do? What do you fly, Dishy? Remind me, or did you not say? But yeah, when I went there, I think I was the only visitor, the only bit of traffic they had all day, and there were two guys in the tower, an ATC assistant downstairs. What a waste! So we called in, didn't get a coffee, just stopped for a pee break. And that was a fun day out. So 060 at 8. Should we change the performance? Because it's now more steady, isn't it? 0608. Not that it really matters, it really doesn't. And of course we don't have the runway wind anyway. So let's get rid of that. Headwind 6. So if we keep H6, we pop the actual 2445 in. Of course you could estimate that, or you could just leave it blank, it doesn't matter if it's 0. Still 121, 1212, almost exactly half. Speed warning. It's just because the speed was not decreasing. Ah, 172, so I've never flown a 172. Quite a bit of warrior time. Also 152, which is not bad little aeroplane because it's so light. I think people dismiss it, but it is quite light, and you do have to be careful with weights and fuels. So I think it's not a bad trainer. And of course, if you'd gone to Cessna in 1960 something and said they'd still be flying now, they'd have probably given you one for free. So I am going to set 3. The QNH was the same. Yes, it was. Set, checked, switched. Still got half speed brake. Let's not do 3.5 next time. Brakes all the way down. Doesn't help having to roll the speed back. Frontier Warrior really doesn't teach you to fly much. It's such a stable platform. Exactly what it's designed for, really. Good old PA-28. So, approaching 100, we can pop the lights on, do a flyby, brakes out. Oh, gee Lizzie. I like the older ones. G8, the namesake of this one, was 1965. That was G Lizzie. Anyway, passing below 100. Probably stop chatting in a moment. Right, what are we overhead? Fire traffic, Prefect 99, overhead Foxtrot runway is 609, inbound Venel, ILS Zulu runway 10, fire road traffic. And that's a bit of a dirty dive. It's a bit of a dirty dive for the path, which I can't quite understand. So let's peg VS. Let's get the speed back to 200. Use the old green banana. I think we might, interestingly, so 455, yes. Probably a little bit high energy here, aren't we? 1961, I'll beat it just by a little bit. Right, so let's have some flight level change action. And VNAV will respect. Yes. Oh, that's bad. Didn't even realise we were in cloud. Oh well, no ice indications. Difficult to tell. So, overhead, Venel. Foxtrot India Tango identified. I am actually going to turn, disable our downwind. It is fire traffic, Prefect 99, overhead, Venel, inbound ILS, Zulu runway 10, fire traffic. So it actually takes us through the localizer, which is a little bit strange, but that's the procedure. We will continue down to 2. And actually, we've got that back quite nicely. So, oh no, it's 2,000 above, so I think 106 miles. Yeah, I think we're alright. Let's take flap early. We were at safe speed. Let's come back to 180. Speed brakes are stowed. Now we are intercepting from above, which is a little bit cheeky. Gosh, that is a lot of enunciators. Approach is armed, well, localizers armed, select is armed, glide slopes armed, and straight ahead to 3, coming up to 2. You should capture. Does the airplane let you capture from above? We're going to find out. 8 miles, so we're alright. Faro traffic, prefect 99, established ILS 108 DME, Faro traffic. Does it really not let you out capture? Glide slope capture? Glide slope is armed. Or 105 tuned. Oh, has the wind just swung round? Oh dear. So, approach LNAV, out select. We're going to climb to 3 because this is now a missed approach. But we don't need to do anything dramatic. Climb at 500 feet a minute. Flaps up, safe speed. We'll take 200 knots. Faro traffic, prefect 99, missed approach, ILS 10. Faro traffic. Interesting. That all went a bit wrong, didn't it? I thought we might be able to intercept from above. I don't know if that is completely locked out. Interesting. When passing 2000 you can go direct to gimbal, so let's do that. Oh no, it didn't. We definitely didn't capture. Okay, 11015 is set. FMS is set. Gonna go direct. The hold is there, but actually we'll set up for the new approach. So good. Gimbal 455. Do we want 455? Yes. Unable cruise, that's fine. So, we're still on a turn. What I wanted to do was level the aeroplane off. So let's go heading, sort this out. So 281 is downwind. An interesting disaster. So, ghost pointers, tuned and identified, happy, 5 DME. We'll head downwind. We could arguably head down to 2. Could we? Yes, the MSA over the sea is 1400. So, I've done it again. Let's get rid of that. It's just the way I've got my keyboard set up. Let's head down and we'll actually do a base leg. We won't go to 455. I thought that was another airplane, but it was the oil rig. So yeah, unlike, was it the EasyJet or was it Thompson that had to go around faff at Edinburgh? Don't panic, don't go mad, don't have a massive excursion, just get the airplane doing something stable when it's all gone a bit off-piste. Use the automation, especially when you're rusty. You don't have to hand fly it when you're having a bad day. But maybe pick a simpler mode. So 101 degrees, we want to turn right 011, or at least track 011. I know there's wind and I know it's not quite, but it's close enough, you know. ATC would only give you to the nearest 5 degrees, wouldn't they? So let's bring this speed back, get a stage of flap. As we are just catching up with the glide. And what I am going to do is I wanted to swap nav source. There we go. We'll aim for a 30-degree intercept, or at least try to get a 30-degree intercept. Out capture. Now that glide slope has come back in relatively quickly. We're still at 10 miles, so one stage of flap should be alright. That's bouncing around interestingly. Reflection, do we think? Oh, a little bit too early on the turn. Never mind. Something like that will do us. Approach armed, localizer, glide slope. Just checking what the wind's doing. 1930 0608, still the same. So it might be a little bit of a messy capture because it is a bit steep. 40 degrees. So I'm going to set 3, we're in out hold, with glide slope armed. Is it because glide slope does not want to capture before localizer does? There we go. That was probably it, wasn't it? We hadn't captured the localizer, which was a little bit odd. Oh well, round we go. Faro traffic, prefect 99 established, ILS 106 miles. Faro traffic. Da 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 da. And that was the check, 2 at 6 DME. Happy days.
In range checklist.
Oh, I hadn't even done that.
Altimeters. 3 set, cross-checked. Avionics.
And I managed to knock that.
External lights. On. N1 target.
Is the APU running? Well, it's starting. It's probably a bit late in the day for that.
Set.
Oh well, we lose a little bit of I think we're going to be a little bit high energy. This could be another go around, couldn't it? 126.
APU packs transition. APU generator.
Go on then,
On.
do it.
CAS. In range checklist complete. Before landing checklist. Landing gear lever. Down indicating. No steer. Arm centered clear. Anti-skid. Tested. Passenger signs. Wing cowl anti-ice.
Is it? That was an interesting caution.
Continuous ignition. On. Thrust reversers. Art. Spoilers. Stowed auto.
Minimums.
Flaps. Set. CAS. Before landing checklist complete.
Well, that was a disaster, wasn't it?
Landing checklist next.
Too much chat, especially below 10,000 feet.
50, 40,
Oh,
30, 20, 10.
and a little bit of a dip. And interestingly, well, that was alright. Visual markings. So, spoilers up, reversers deployed. Not even going to brake. Oh well, guys, that was how not to do it. Completely forgot to do the in-range check. There should be a taxiway along here. There it is. I said I wasn't going to brake, but here I am using some brake, obviously. But what I meant was there was no need to jump straight on the brakes. Oh, this is the high-speed exit. Should be further up on the left, shouldn't it? Oh well. And yet this has got high-speed exit markings. Another airport to edit. So, 1957, 1250. Florida traffic, prefect 99, runway vacated.
After landing checklist. Landing pulse recog lights. Off. Anti-collision lights. Off. Continuous ignition. Off. Windshield heat. Off. Probes. Off. Wing anti-ice.
It's not on.
Cowl anti-ice. Spoilers. Stow. Flaps. 0. ATC TCAS. Alt on. Radar mode. Standby. After landing checklist complete. Engine shutdown checklist next.
There are loads of stands, and they're all sort of pushbacky ones. So, let's have a look for something reasonable, shall we? Very good. Well, I don't know about that, Glenn. It was me talking too much. And I'll have to watch the video again to try and figure out why we didn't capture the GS. But it just goes to show how distracted one can get. There should be some stands over here on the right, but there don't appear to be. So, let's just bug over here, lest we don't actually find anywhere to park. And no, I'll leave those on for the moment. And what do you think? A bit of self-manoeuvring to park, ready to go? We're not going to need a pushback, are we? A bit unconventional, but let me just leave something like that. It's 8 o'clock. We got 1230 on stand.
Engine shutdown checklist. Taxi lights. Off. Parking brake. Set. Reverse thrust. Stowed. Generators 1 and 2. Off. Engine 2 shut down. Fuel boost pumps. On. Fuel system.
So 1 ding, 2 ding, right, because the left is running.
Engine 1 shut down. Check ITT below 350 degrees Celsius.
Checked.
Anti-ice. Off. 14th stage.
Oh, I've got to do that, haven't I? Did I not?
Off. Beacon.
Just missed the switch.
Off. No steer. Off. ATC TCAS. Standby 0. Parking brake if chopped. Passenger signs. Off. Cabin differential. 0 psi. Engine shutdown checklist complete. Securing checklist next.
Good. Volanta said we touched down at 3:01. It was probably a little bit firm. I don't think it was that bad. Never seems that bad from inside. Let's call hot start, shall we? Chocks are in. Brake can come off.
Hot start flight support. Jenny speaking. How can we help?
Come and get the packs, please.
Of course. I'll have that over with you in a minute or two. Anything else?
Nope.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
7-hour block time. We did go around the houses when you look at that flight trace. Could have just gone out over the bay and in. Never mind. So, while we wait for them to turn up, cabin looks nice at night. Oh, that's not a bad bit of parking. I did alright. It's alright there. It does seem to be just stands for everything rather than, maybe it would have been Southwest Apron. This is why you need ATC, to tell you where to park. So we've done the oil, that's been topped up, don't need to do that again. Oh great. Why don't we go for the aviation flashlight? Look at that. And for those of you that have not seen, there is a switch in here. There's a light that works. Isn't that cool? And of course there's the hydraulic lines and gauges for the accumulators. They're very well modelled. Even the little pin gets trapped. Isn't that clever? A level of attention to detail. Apologies for the noise, of course the APU is running. Oh. And we do need to put this pin in. I suppose you could do after the event, but we certainly need to do the nose. Oh, there's the car. I guess they don't say thanks if you're outside. So we're not going to watch that replay because you won't be able to see anything. Hence why I prefer the daytime flights. And we probably did, maybe not quite double the distance, but we certainly went a long way away. And then another little, what, 5-minute loop for the approach, which was almost another go. It should have been a go round, we weren't ready, but of course in reality, your FO would say, we have missed the checklist. They've all gone.
Secure and checklist. Emergency lights.
Off.
AC/DC utility switch.
Off.
Headsets. Thrust reversers.
Stowed.
Chocks.
They're in.
Parking brake.
It's off.
Hydraulic pumps.
Definitely get those off.
Nav lights. Logo light.
Well, let's get the logo off. Leave the nav lights on.
APU generator.
So, Gen,
APU start stop.
APU,
Packs.
packs,
LCV. 10th stage isolation.
those.
APU power fuel. ICAS APU gauge. Battery master. Cockpit refuel panel.
Don't forget that. I think, look, maybe I catch it. I think that will. No, it can't flatten the battery. Maybe it would.
Service lights. Pins and covers.
We did.
Securing checklist complete.
So, Gen off. time is it? 21:06. So 20:06. We've got 1180. 6 minutes and we've burnt 50 kilos of fuel. It's a bit of a worry, isn't it? So then, oh yeah, those, and then we just wait for the APU to shut down. So it still stays. There's a shutdown sequence it goes through, so you should wait until that disappears before you shut down, apparently. No idea if it really makes a difference, but hey, we do as we're told. So, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate the support, especially of esteemed colleagues such as Wycliffe, who was the supervisor tonight. That's a lot of effort for the community over and above. You know, I'm just selfish old me doing this. Let's pop the battery off and head out. Where's that light coming from? Outside? Must be. Like I say, thanks very much for watching. A great example of how not to do it. Don't chat too much, pay attention. And use your virtual FO. We made it, nobody died. Could have been a bit safer, but it wasn't deadly, it wasn't dangerous. We got there in the end. There's our lovely aeroplane. I like this livery. I liked the other one, but the stripes not being so smooth irritated me. Oh, I haven't done the window blinds. Oh well. We'll get away with it. Yeah, there she is, parked up. That's not a bad looking terminal. How have they made that? That's interesting. Oh, is this an Aerosoft airport? It could be, you know. It could be one of the sort of default but allegedly posh ones. Yes, these aren't standard assets, are they? To be fair, well, whatever. It is what it is, and we are here. So, as I said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Uh-oh, there we go. Get back into the FBO. And we'll call it a night. Dishy, you're very welcome. I'll keep it in mind. Head up to say hi to... you said Sibsum, didn't you? Maybe. You never know, I might do some flying this year. But thanks for the offer anyway. Yeah, not the most successful flight, but hey, if you're still thinking about getting this jet, please do. It's really good. It takes a lot of getting used to, but it's well worth the effort. And of course it keeps you busy, which is important for your brain. So, I'm out tomorrow night, I think. Maybe we'll have a stream on Thursday from here. I'd really like to get down to Madeira. I'm pretty sure we've been there in the 737. But it'd be nice to get down there. Yeah, Sibsum. It'd be nice to get down there for a little bit. But if not, it'll be another little short flight somewhere else. I know that's a bit longer, but if I can knock work off early on Thursday, and it's a 2-hour flight, for instance, well, if we kick off at 4, I can be done by 6. And that's ideal. So, yeah, thanks very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. Look after yourselves, whatever you're getting up to, and I hope to see you all again very soon. Again, thanks, and take care. Bye for now.